to discuss the different characteristics of the different stages of childhood and teenage years. Why is it important to know these characteristics? Because we always need to try to understand our kids better. The more we understand what they're going through, what's developmentally appropriate for their stage, what they're going through, what can be happening inside their mind and body, the more we would be able to help them through the stage, and at the same time it will help us identify what's an accepted behavior and what's not, how can we connect to them better. So the more we are aware about the characteristics of each stage, the more our bond is going to get stronger. Let's start by the toddler years. After we pass the first year and we start reaching the point of 1.5, 2 years, we start the toddler years and preschool years until we reach the school year around 4 or 5. In this stage, the child is usually egocentric, so everything is about me. I'm starting to learn my own needs, and it's very important that I express them so that people around me would be able to understand them and respond to them. So I focus about myself. I translate everything to myself. Like if something is happening at home, if mommy is upset, I think it's because of something I did. If someone wants to take the toy, I take it very personally. I still don't want to share. Everything is about me. And this is not a stage to worry about or think that they're being selfish or disrespectful. They usually grow out of it naturally and learn about the needs of others. And the best way to help children learn about the needs of others is by responding to their needs. When they see us understand how they're feeling and how important their feelings are, and we are trying to help them through what they're going through, they learn to do the same with others as they grow. Another feature of this stage is that they have big emotions. So this is the time where we see a lot of tantrums, or throw myself on the floor when something happens that I'm not happy with. And again, this is developmentally very normal. What's happening is that I'm starting to feel anger, I'm starting to feel frustration, I'm starting to feel disappointment, and I still don't have the communication skills to express that. So I can't stand up and say, well, when you told me to turn off the TV, this made me very frustrated. I would just scream and yell and stomp my feet on the floor, hoping that you understand. And if I feel that you don't understand me, this is going to make me even more angry and more upset, and it's going to make the tantrum goes even worse. So again, our role at this stage is to make them learn about their own feelings, to tell them what they're going through and accept it, and show them that it's normal, to tell them what they're not able to say. So I understand that you're frustrated. I know it's very hard. If I'm in your situation, I'd feel the same way. And by time, just like they learn anything else in language, they also learn to express their feelings, and they model what they learn from what we're modeling in front of them. In this stage, play is very important. Children learn through play much more than we can imagine. So they need their space, they need their unstructured play, as we call it. So it's not the play in the daycare, for instance, or the nursery, or not the sports practice. All this is very important, but at the same time, we need to make sure that they're not overscheduled. They're not having too much structure in their day, that they don't have time to explore new things, to get bored and learn about life and try new things. And you will find that toddlers are very curious. They want to learn all the time. If they see ants on the floor, they would sometimes stop to watch what's happening. And all this is very good for their development, to give them the space to explore and try new things. So this is basically some of the main characteristics of this stage. We can help them by trying to start learning from the day-to-day skills, like start trying to, for instance, eat on their own, start trying to get dressed. So simple things, helping at home with the very, very basic chores like, for instance, separating the laundry, putting things back in the dishwasher, whatever, anything. At this stage, they are very welcoming to trying to help. They love helping, so we can invest in this and start creating good habits. Let's move to the next stage, which is starting from the school years, 4 or 5 years, up till the end of elementary, or till they reach middle school, which is around the age of 9, 10. So in this stage, I'm discovering more about the world, I'm discovering more about myself. A lot of the attention goes to studying in school. I start to learn about my capabilities and what I can do by the feedback I get from my parents and from the teachers at school. My responsibilities are increasing a little bit. I'm starting to participate in activities. I'm starting to get a bit social. So in this stage, connecting with children becomes much more important. So for instance, play dates, getting to know their friends, getting to spend their time with their friends outside of the school, for instance, is very important for them. Creating routine helps them. Routine is very important for children throughout the different stages. But at this stage, we can help them start creating good habits. If they have their own routine after coming from school, or in the morning, or during bedtime, by time they get to learn self-discipline. So this is a good time to start investing in this, to start helping them, keeping in mind that eventually we want them to be more independent. The next stage, which is a bit new for us, is what we call now the preteens or tweens. They have pre-adolescents, they have a lot of names now. And this is a term that has recently started to be used because we always talked before about teenage years, but now even the earlier years like 8, 9, 10, probably usually used for the stage between 9 and 12, has become a little bit more complicated than it used to be. Like for instance, if any of you has a child who's 10, for instance, or 11, you would feel that their understanding of the world and what they're exposed to is similar to what we were exposed to when we were much older. So it's a very challenging stage. It's usually when they get to middle school, so they're starting to have more responsibilities at school and at learning. This is the time where they have much more willingness to try new things. They want to explore more. They care so much about immediate feedback or immediate gratification. So I want the short-term goals, the things that I get small achievements from. I cannot focus so much on the long-term things. I want hands-on experience. I don't like theoretical stuff. My brain still works much better when it's something practical or I can try. So this is why they don't enjoy, most of them don't enjoy the things that are very theoretical. Also, this is the time where puberty starts. So our bodies are starting to change. So I need someone to be there for me, to talk to ask questions that I don't have answers for, to help me understand what I'm going through. This is also a time where I start creating my identity. I want to know who I am, where do I fit, and know more about myself. And then we get to the teenage years, which is a very challenging phase, I think, for both the parents and the kids. Sometimes the parents get like worried about the changes that happen sometimes very quickly. Like they feel that their child is changing, their character is changing, they are disconnecting from them. And most of the time this is normal and temporary. So the more we accept and get slow with things and don't rush into immediate going back to how things should be, the easier it becomes. What we need to know about this phase is that it has a lot of contradictions. As much as it's hard on you and confusing for you, it is as well for your kids who are now becoming teenagers, which is basically a transition from childhood to being an adult. So I have very contradicting needs at the same time. Like, for instance, I want to stand out, I want to be unique, I want to be different. So this is why I like to have to wear something very outstanding and have a different hairstyle and so on. And at the same time, I want to fit in, which is the exact opposite. So I want to be around my friends who look like me, who act like me, who are similar to me. So it's very confusing. For instance, I want to be independent because I'm growing older and I feel like I'm becoming someone responsible now and I can be independent, but at the same time, somehow I'm still a child. I want your support. I want you to be there for me. I want you to help me when I can't get things done. I want more space, but at the same time, I want to be close to you, but I don't want to show that I want to be close to you. So sometimes when they need love and they need attention and they need connection, they show it in the most unloving ways. So we always need to think of what's behind the behavior. When we deal with the behavior alone without trying to figure out why the child or the teenager is acting this way, we miss a very big opportunity of connecting to them and helping them out. When they get to learn what they're going through and what's happening and feel that we know how hard it is on them, things become much easier and we become more closer and they start listening to us. So let's hope this would be helpful, and I'll see you inshallah again. Assalamu alaikum.